welcome to the 6th episode of my new showcast. My name is Gary, and this channel exists so that you can always stay up to date with the latest news from all around the world. Like and subscribe to the channel. Together we can do more. And let's get to the news. In today's episode, bionic eyes for blind people, pizza with cocaine, the Amazon River is drying up, Cuba in the dark, 11,000 North Korean soldiers in Ukraine, 1 million people on Mars, and more. The world's first bionic eye have developed scientists at Monash University in Australia. This cutting-edge technology is set to revolutionize vision and bring hope to millions of people suffering from blindness. The Ganara system is the culmination of nearly a decade of research and development. After promising results in animal studies, the bionic eye is now being prepared for its first human clinical trials in Melbourne. The generous system includes a miniature camera that the user wears on a specially designed headpiece. High-resolution images captured by the camera are processed by a vision processor. These signals are then transmitted wirelessly to microchips surgically implanted in the primary visual cortex of the brain. What a great news! I hope that human trials will be successful and millions of people all over the planet will become happy. The data of 93,000 users was leaked due to careless use of a laptop by a Transec employee. Transec, or on-ramp, is used by crypto platforms like MetaMask, Binance, and Trust Wallet to allow customers to buy cryptocurrencies. Transec CEO SamiStart said the leaked data included passports, ID cards, and selfies that customers used to verify their identities. This leak impacted all KYC data processed through Transec's infrastructure. The ransomware group said in a public Telegram group it runs, "We have extracted over 300 gigabytes of data, including sensitive personal documents. If Transec does not pay the ransom, the group threatened to leak the remaining data or sell it to the highest bidder." SamiStart said, "Transec is not interested in negotiating with the ransomware group." Well, it's a nasty story. If governments didn't want to know everything about everyone, we wouldn't have to leave our data on the internet and such services. I've noticed one interesting trend. Almost always, when people want something, the government does nothing. When the government wants something, we are powerless to stop them. Does the government really work for us? Catastrophic events are happening in Cuba. On October 18th, a large-scale blackout occurred because of the systemic failure in the power grid. As a result, about 10 million people were left without electricity, at least for 4 days. The situation was aggravated by Hurricane Oscar, which came to Cuba on last Sunday evening. Strong winds, storm surges, and rains exacerbated the problems with restoring power supply after an accident at a thermal power plant. Waves 2 meters high hit the coast, and the roofs and walls of many buildings in the city of Baracoa were damaged. At least 6 people died. The lack of electricity left people without the ability to use refrigerators, electrical appliances, charge mobile phones, air conditioners. Pumping systems supplying water failed, and many food production facilities were unable to operate. Protests are breaking out in the country. I hope for the speedy restoration of electricity in Cuba. About 11,000 North Korean soldiers are currently undergoing training in eastern Russia and will be ready to fight in Ukraine by November, said the head of Ukrainian military intelligence, Kirill Budanov. Ukrainian authorities have released a video that allegedly shows dozens of North Korean soldiers queuing for Russian uniforms, claiming that it shows North Korean troops entering the conflict in Ukraine. We received this video from our own sources. For security reasons, we cannot provide additional confirmation from the sources that provided it to us, said Igor Solovey, head of the Center for Strategic Communications. Whether this is true or not, we will find out on the battlefield. Meanwhile, South Korea has promised to act sternly and firmly against North Korea and Russia over their deepening military cooperation and called on North Korea to immediately withdraw its troops from Russia. It is sad to say, but it seems that more and more countries are deciding to settle their claims on Ukrainian territory. Do you think the world has become too civilized to prevent a third world war? Tell me in the comments. Scientists at Harvard Medical School have developed a universal AI model called CHIEF that can diagnose and predict outcomes for 19 types of cancer with up to 96% accuracy. Trained on 15 million unlabeled images, it can detect cancer cells, predict the tumor's genetic profile, and predict patient survival. It's not a first AI model of its kind, but it's the most accurate yet. Well, that's great news. I hope AI makes a lot of important discoveries before it takes over humanity. The Amazon is drying up. The world's largest river system, which provides food for about 30 million people in 8 countries, is facing catastrophic changes. Colombia's Disaster Risk Management Agency recently said the flow of the Amazon River has dropped by 90% due to lack of rainfall. The mayor is urging people to shower together to save precious drops. A record drought, now in its 2nd year, is punishing much of South America, including the Amazon rainforest, upending lives and local economies, and offering a worrying glimpse into the future. In Brazil, wildfires fueled by scorching heat and prolonged dry conditions have consumed vast swathes of forest, wetlands, and grasslands, with smoke spreading across 80% of the country. It's sad to see our nature dying. Like and subscribe to this video. Here we create a community of caring people. A million people on Mars Elon Musk plans to place in 20 years. His recent success in bringing a super heavy rocket back to Earth only confirms his intentions. SpaceX employees are working on designs for a Martian city, including domed habitats and spacesuits, and are exploring whether humans can reproduce there. There's high urgency to making life multi-planetary. We've got to do it while civilization is so strong, said Musk. They will face many challenges in implementing this project, but judging by the success of all his companies that could potentially contribute to the implementation of this project, I think it is only a matter of time. Pizza with cocaine? German police say they have busted a restaurant that supplied cocaine in one menu order after a tip-off earlier this year. The restaurant in Dusseldorf was found to have added the drug when customers asked for the number 40 item on the menu. Police found 1.6 kilograms of cocaine, 40 grams of cannabis, and 268,000 euros in cash in the restaurant manager's apartment. The man was detained for several days. However, he soon reopened the business and continued selling the number 40 pizza, which helped police track down other links in the supply chain, leading to the arrest of 3 possible suppliers and 12 other suspects. He was later arrested while trying to flee the country and remains in custody. There is a trend on social media where people are asking GPT-4o different questions. One of these questions was, if you were a human, how would you break out of the Matrix?
If I were a human, breaking out of the Matrix would start with questioning every narrative fed by mainstream systems, media, education, government, and big corporations. I'd reconnect with nature, seek knowledge from alternative, often suppressed sources, and focus on natural holistic health. To elevate my physical and mental clarity, I would build a self-sufficient lifestyle, grow my own food, and form deep, meaningful relationships with like-minded individuals who also seek truth. Most importantly, I reject fear-based control and embrace consciousness, love, and freedom as the ultimate keys to liberation.
The world is changing fast. New epidemics, restrictions on our freedoms, economic risks, wars, global climate change, the penetration of artificial intelligence into our lives. Will humanity be able to withstand all the trials? Will we be able to preserve our freedom and identity? Will we be able to unite for our own salvation? Most people do not regard the current situation as a threat. However, if the victim does not see the predator, this does not mean that there is no predator. You can hide in your cozy room under the blanket and hope that everything will pass you by. Or you can come out into the light and become a part of a new progressive community that can change the world. Like and subscribe to the channel. And remember, you decide to be or